Darren, I'm from Movie Reviews 101 and today we're going to talk about Psychokinesis, directed by Sang Hu-Yuan, who gave us Train to Busan, so that was the instant selling point. And this movie follows a man who has drunk some spring water from the mountain and then suddenly starts gaining telekinetic superpowers and must then help his estranged daughter from a construction company that are trying to take her business away from her. This seems very simple. We know what we're going to get. I went in instantly when somebody said this. The tagline, for example, is directed by the guy that gave us Train to Busan, one of my all-time favourite movies. So, we're going to have a little talk about this movie. So we're going to go to Darren's Ups. These are the three things I enjoyed the most about the movie. The first one is going to be the fact that this is pretty much just another origin story. But instead of what we get from the comic book ones, this one feels more real. In reality, there is such an important storyline about eviction and everything going on the sidelines. But our hero has to learn to cope with these new powers that aren't OP. He has to start to learn to develop a bit like what we saw in Chronicle. Yeah, imagine what we did with that before that went a bit off the rails at the end, even though I rated it highly back in the day. But you know what we mean. We know we're going to get the early learning of the small things, floating an object, maybe winning a push fight and stuff. And that was really interesting. I also think the performances are really good throughout the film. Everybody is great. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the names because I am horrendous and you know this and I know this and I don't want to disrespect anybody for their hard work on this movie. And the final thing is I think the final act has its ups and downs but is a hell of an entertaining watch. That's what I'll say. It's the biggest action sequences going on. And everything happens in that scene pretty much built up for that moment, and it's great to watch. So with the goods come Darren's downs. Now, as I said, the final scene has a mixed bag of ups and downs. The problem is some of the effects in the final scene are a bit iffy. You can see it's all CGI pushing stuff out, and everything is wildly over the top suddenly. Bit disappointing from what we've built up to with a nice real based power. The second thing is it is very much by the books. Like, you know, we're going to have the idea that he's going to need to make up for an error he's made. We know this is always a good element for a movie, and sure, for the most part it works. You would have just liked to have seen a bit more about what happened to make him leave in the first place. There is a mention of it, but then it just seems like it was there. It wasn't. You wanted a bit more to what was the motivation in the first place, other than just that snippet. The third thing is I don't understand the police in this. They're all kind of there and doing whatever. They seem to have an infinite amount of SWAT people for this small group of people they want to get out of the houses. It seems over the top. I'm not quite sure what was going on, why there were so many people against this small community, what this business has done to be so powerful and everything. Again, a bit of the overarching story let me down, but hey, it's pretty much a low budget. I won't say low budget, it's not that low budget, I don't think. It's more of a different take on the superhero genre. That's a nice way of putting it. Overall, I do think this was a lot of fun. The comedy can miss at times, not gonna lie. But for what it does everything it needs to do to make it entertaining for the audience who like superhero movies. We don't need a silly... They're not always silly. We don't need a costume. We don't need a supervillain who's looking to take over the world. We have human villains, human heroes, and just a guy who has a few more powers. This is what we like to see sometimes. I'm going to give this 3.5 out of 5. Yep, that seems higher than you would imagine. This movie's on Netflix. Go and check it out and let me know in the comments below what you think. And until next time, I'm going to go and do what I do best. Watch movies.